Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ronan, Montana. The Ronan Event Center, tonight's boys championship ball game in the Western B Divisional Championship. The winner of this ball game moves on to the state tournament coming up in 2 weeks in Belgrade, Montana. And we'll get the #1 seed. Depending on what happens tonight, I got some great news as the Vikings, by the way of the Mission Bulldogs beating Deer Lodge, have qualified for the state tournament. Whether it be the 1st seed or the 2nd seed, will decide it in this ball game. Loyola, if they win, it'll be Bigfork and Loyola in the state tournament. If Bigfork wins, Loyola will have to take on Mission in a challenge game coming up on Monday, because earlier this afternoon, we'll take a look in the Consolation Championship for the boys' side. It was Mission with a 67-53 win over Deer Lodge. That puts Mission in the opportunity to challenge Loyola, because they can't challenge Bigfork because Bigfork already beat them on Monday, if that happens. All right, on the girls' side, just so you know, it was Florence, the Lady Falcons, winning the girls' championship just before this ball game, 43-38 over Loyola. And Loyola will have to take on Powell County on Monday in a challenge game as they beat Bigfork 52-36 in the Consolation Championship. So Bigfork's Valkyrie season is over, and the Vikings will move on. Well, how did these teams get here? Vikings and Loyola split on the year. Loyola, Bigfork winning in Loyola on the 18th of December, 70-65, and Loyola winning at Bigfork, 68-58 on the 26th of January. For the Vikings, how do they get here? And Loyola, first of all, Loyola beat Florence in the first round, 78-43, and then took it to Deer Lodge, 63-34 in the semifinal last night to move into the championship game. For the Bigfork Vikings, it was a first-round match with Anaconda winning 68-23 so handily, as the Vikings came out strong and took care of business. And then last night, in a good game against a very good Mission team, they beat the Mission Bulldogs 67-53 and will play for the championship. All right, the Vikings have qualified for state, we know that. And we're getting ready in about 10 minutes, probably a little bit long for tip-off as they do all their pre-game stuff. 406-270-7384. This is James LaFontaine, about 10 after 8. I know we're supposed to schedule the tip at 8:30. They got 10 minutes left to warm up, and they'll do all their pregame stuff, so we should be pretty much on schedule. 406-270-7384. Text me. I want to know that can you hear the game out there and everything is feeding correctly. I'll be back with your starting lineups here for both Loyola and Bigfork from the Ronan Event Center in Ronan, Montana. And tonight's boys 2019 Western Divisional B Championship ball game from Ronan, Montana.
Heads on top, just another stranger, just another plot, another
Okay, folks, welcome back to Rodan, Montana. Get ready for the Western B Boys Championship ball game. This is James LaFontaine with you. 406-270-7384. Give me a text if you like. Here, I got the starting lineups. First of all, for Loyola. Loyola in their whites with blue trim. They'll be the home team tonight, it looks like. Just how things work. They're the 1 seed out of 6B. And Bigfork is the 1 seed out of 7B. So, talking to coaches earlier, this is the 4th out of 5th time that they faced each other in the championship ball game. And speaking of Coach Sam Tudor, I had a chance to meet and talk with him earlier before the ball game, and I have what he said right here. So let's take a listen and see what Coach Tudor had. Well, good evening and welcome to Rodan, Montana, the Western B Divisional Basketball Championship. It is semifinal night, and you're the second game of the semifinal. And check that, I had the wrong one there. I'm not sure where that other one went to on my screen. I'll have to find that for you.
So, Coach Grady, what do you have to do to stop Daniels on and Florence? I know.
Well, little mess up on my part. I can't find that interview with. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. Here we go. Well, good evening and welcome to Rodan Event Center, Rodan, Montana.
And tonight is Championship Saturday, and it is the Vikings taking on the Loyola Rams. First of all, Coach Tudor, who's joining me, I got to congratulate you on Mission took care of business and beating Deer Lodge. And so Mission, which you already beat, cannot challenge you. So congratulations, Coach, for going to state.
Yeah, thank you. That's just super, that's just awesome. And it's great for Mission. Stuart's done such a good job coaching over there, and I hope we can give him a chance at punching his ticket too tonight. So the boys should be loose, but yeah, it's just a testament to the amount of work these boys are putting in. I'm just happy right now. It was nerve-wracking to watch that Mission game, but man, they're playing good ball right now, and I'm happy for them.
Well, you've played Loyola twice this year, and I was talking to Coach Stack, and it seems like 4 of the last 5 years that you guys have met for the divisional championship. I have to look back at the records. That seems about right. It's a usual spot for you two to meet tonight.
I think that's exactly right. I think it's been 4 of the last 5, and then Florence was in there with one of them. I think we had a Florence divisional championship.
You're right. So you take it on Loyola back down there on December 18th to beat them 70-65 in their building. That was a good game. And then at home, they lost by 10, 68-58 back on the 26th. So about a month ago. And, for you guys to get here, you took care of business really well. 68-23 over Anaconda in the first round in the semifinals against this very good Mission team. You beat them 67-53. So taking on Loyola, you relaxed, you made state. What do you have to do to win the championship here in the division?
Well, I think that we can't just go in there too relaxed. We still want to get a good seed at state, so that first seed is very important when it gets to the next level. So we're going to be playing relaxed, and that kind of makes us more dangerous. And then when it comes to X's and O's and all that, I think it's just up to the boys. If they make their shots, we should just be just fine.
Yeah, and a lot of guys stepping up for you. I mean, very diverse. That first game, Epperly didn't score much, neither did Logan, but the Twins really stepped up. And I thought last night, Logan played well, scored well, so did the Twins, and Luke Schmidt had a really good game in that ball game as well. So
and I couldn't say enough about the other guy. Randy Stoltz's defense just takes its toll on people, and Brady Thornis gets in there he was only in there for 2-3 minutes, but he's so physical, and you'll see him in the game tonight against Loyola just because he's a physical player. And then that first game too, we had some younger guys step in there and fill in some good minutes. So we're playing pretty good, about 8 deep right now. So
well, continue to play that way, and good luck tonight against Loyola, but you can relax a little bit knowing that you've already made state.
Yeah, to me that's the bigger news right now. I'm just so happy that we get to go down and represent Bigfork again, and I'm happy for these boys.
So it's been a great season to watch you guys play, and it's also been a lot of fun for me to be able to this year to not only watch you and get to PA at home, but on the road, on the radio, and watching you guys play. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I've heard so many compliments, and I listen to the girls. You commentate on the girls' game. It's just so nice to have you doing this, James. I really appreciate it.
Well, it's a lot of fun. Coach, good luck tonight, and take it to the Rams. I know Mission is certainly going to be rooting for you, because if you're able to take care of the Rams, you'll get the #1 seed going to state, but that will mean Mission will get a challenge game against Loyola on Monday.
I anticipate a very loud, enthusiastic crowd tonight. So
it should be packed, and it should be good. Fans from both sides, and we got a little bit of help tonight. Mission fans will be rooting for Bigfork, so good luck, Coach, tonight, and thank you so much again.
Thanks a lot, James. Appreciate it.
Well, that was head coach Sam Tudor of the Bigfork Vikings talking to me pregame before this championship game after they saw the Mission game and they won. So they sealed the deal and will be going to the state tournament. Well, they'll either go as the #1 seed if they win tonight or the #2 seed. Regardless, Bigfork is in the state tournament in Belgrade coming up in a couple of weeks. Well, about ready to give the starting lineups. I'll give you those here. First of all, for Loyola, it'll be #1, Jack Lincoln, a 6'4" senior. #2, Ryan Terrell, a 6'3" senior. #5, Jacob Hollenbach, a 5'10" senior. Charles Burns is a 6'1" senior. #11, and #15, Cooper Waters, a 6'5" senior. For head coach Eddie Stack, this is by Brian Burns, Aaron Ward, and Justin Anderson. For the Vikings, the usual suspects, it'll be Epperle, 0. Clayton Reichenbach, #1. #3, Colton Reichenbach, Randy Stoltz, and Logan Gilliard tonight for the Vikings. Well, they're going to line up on each free throw line. They're going to line up each team, and they're going to introduce the managers and everybody tonight here in Ronan, Montana. Welcome to the Western B 2019 Boys Divisional Championship ball game. It is the Bigfork Vikings getting ready to take on the Loyola Rams. And you hear the Vikings get introduced and a huge load of fans cheering them on. So both teams on the free throw line opposite each other in front of their benches, and they'll be introduced, including the managers, alternately so they can meet and shake hands at halftime. A great thing going on here in Ronan at the Ronan Event Center. James LaFontaine with you, the voice of the Vikes and Vows from Ronan, Montana. 406-270-7384. Let me know if you're listening out there. Here comes the music, Chicago Bulls theme. And we'll keep it right here. Maybe you can hear in the background.
Beginning with the non-starters, although still important to the team. For the Loyola boys, #10, Nick Mitzel. And for the Bigfork Vikings, #2, Eli Hines.
So Hines and Mitzel being introduced. All the starters first, the managers and everybody. Luke Schmidt, #5, Jeff Twite for Loyola.
#13, Jaden Job. #11, Trey Christian.
Trey Christians, Jaden Job for Loyola.
21, Liam Lecter. #15, Brady Thornus. #22, Bucky Griffin. #23, Levi Taylor.
So they get done with introductions. We should be scheduled to tip off right on schedule about 8:30 tonight, and it should be just an absolute great ball game. The house is packed. The lower section packed, upper section. A few players on both sides getting ready to watch this championship ball game.
Your alternates for this evening: Joseph Kendrick and Walker Fisher. Parker Brett, Asher Van Campen. The real coaches, the managers, Blake Danielson and Sam Redford, and Matt Fishke. Garrett Deal, Michael Beaver, and Basil Contino, and William McMahon, and Connor Ocean.
The Vikings in their dark blues visiting uniforms, their gray numbers, gray stripes. For Loyola, they're in their whites with their powder blue numbers and lettering. We'll stay right here with the introductions. Get ready for a tip-off here from Ronan, Montana. Well, it's time, folks, for this championship ball game from Ronan, Montana, the Ronan Event Center, as the Bigfork Vikings will take on the Loyola Rams. And this should be a heck of a ball game tonight. Colton Reichenbach gonna look like he's gonna jump it up with Cooper Waters. Both teams shaking hands at half court, and your officials, Hibbert, Jorgensen. And tipping up, tip to Stoltz. Stoltz quickly tries to dribble it, loses it to Hollenbach. Hollenbach in the front court, guarded by Stoltz. Up the left side with Hollenbach. Epperly will go up. And Hollenbach throws it on the sideline out of bounds as he tries to hit Burns in the corner. And it'll be turned over to Bigfork with 7:48 to go. And taken out of bounds is Colton Reichenbach. He'll inbounds to Epperly. Epperly in the backcourt, guarded by Hollenbach, and he'll dribble it up for Bigfork. In the front court, Epperly gives it over to Gilliard on the right side, guarded by Terrell. Back to Epperly. Three-point shot by Epperly on the way is good by Anders Epperly. And the Vikings lead 3-0. Hollenbach with the basketball in the front court. Nearly taken away by Epperly in the corner to Burns. Burns guarded by Gilliard. Under the Cooper Waters. Cooper Waters blocked by Colton Reichenbach. And Gilliard tries to save it but goes out of bounds on the far sideline. Lincoln will take it in by the Bigfork section. Inbound, Hollenbach. Got it by Stoltz. Stoltz going to put pressure on her. Ryan Terrell the basketball. Jack Lincoln looking to drive. Colton Reichenbach nearly blocks it. Lincoln's shot drops for two. And 3-2 on your Harvest Foods, a Bigfork scoreboard early here in Ronan, Montana, with 7 minutes exactly to go here in quarter number 1. Shane Jorgensen, Mike Ellis, and Jeff Hippert, your officials for tonight's ball game. Epperly, Hollenbeck tries to take away. Epperly quickly up the court, over to Stoltz, back to Epperly. Epperly looking, gives it over to Gilliard. Gilliard on the right side, going to drive on Terrell off the backboard, and he's going to be fouled as he tries to put it in, and that'll be the first foul of the ball game, and should be on number 2, and it is Ryan Terrell. Yeah, that's his first and first team foul, and Gilliard to the line. He'll get 2 shots for the Vikings by the senior Gilliard. Gilliard shot up, first one, nothing but the bottom of the net for Gilliard, and a 4-2 lead with 6:43 to go here in quarter number 1 in the championship ball game. Gilliard, he'll get another shot, puts it up off the rim and rolls in for 2, gets a shooter's roll, and 2 points for Gilliard, 5-2 Bigfork. Hollenbeck guarded by Stoltz, and Stoltz will bump him, and foul will be called on Randy Stoltz. That is Randy Stoltz first, and the first team foul. And Lincoln inbound to Terrell in the front court. Terrell looking to drive, kicks it out to Waters, stolen away by Epperly. Epperly going to drive it up all the way, kicks it out to Stoltz. Stoltz on the drive, off the backboard, and good by Randy Stoltz for 2. And the Vikings up 7-2 early with 6:23 to go. Lincoln into Terrell, back to Lincoln. Lincoln dribbling the basketball across the timeline. Out to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck near the free half-court line. Bothered by Stoltz, and he's going to travel as Hollenbeck tries to spin move early, and a 30-second timeout is taken by the Loyola Rams, and the Vikings out early. 6:08 to go here in quarter number 1, and the Vikings lead 7-2 on your Harvest Food, the Bigfork scoreboard. 30-second timeout taken by Loyola. And a big thank you to Bigfork Harvest Food, Marcus Balgos, and those guys for sponsoring us in the divisional tournament here, especially this championship ball game from Ronan, Montana. Mark Brevick listening out there, go Vikes. And Bigfork will get the ball in on the far side. Colton Reichenbach looking to inbound to Epperly. Epperly stolen away by Hollenbeck. It looked like he went over and back. Cooper Waters goes up. He'll be fouled by Colton Reichenbach. And that'll be Colton's first and the second team foul on Bigfork. And Waters will go to the line for 2 free throws. Second team foul on Bigfork. First on Reichenbach. First shot is short by Waters. And Brady Thornus will check in for Colton Reichenbach. A little muscle underneath, as Tudor said. You'll play him a little bit more tonight against Loyola. Second shot by Waters, up, off the backboard, off the rim, and good. So 1 of 2, 3-7. Into Epperly. Epperly pushed by Hollenbeck in the backcourt as Gilliard gets it into him. And that'll be the first foul on number 5. Jacob Hollenbeck, and the second team foul on Loyola. Into Stoltz. Stoltz in the backcourt. Bringing it across the timeline, keeping the ball away from Epperly. Stoltz looking right side. Over to Gilliard. Gilliard on the right wing. Gives it to Epperly in the corner. Epperly trying to feed Gilliard back door. Stolen away, and Hollenbeck will come up with it. Dribbles up the left side. Feeds to Lincoln. Lincoln nearly travels Burns for a 3-point shot on the right side. Is good by Charles Burns, and 7-6 with 5:36 to go. Epperly up the right side, and dribbling in the front court. He's going to survey it. Stoltz moving through, up to Thornus at the top of the key. Over to Logan Gilliard on the left side, out to Clayton Reichenbach. Over to Stoltz, right wing. Epperly, right corner, feeds underneath. Clayton wide open, puts it off the backboard. He's going to get fouled by Burns. And Clayton will go to the line and shoot 2 for Bigfork. That is the third team foul on Loyola, and Clayton Reichenbach will get 2 free throws. Reichenbach at the line, first shot up and good by Bigfork. Reichenbach. Number 5, Luke Schmidt checking in for Randy Stoltz. Schmidt had a heck of a game the other night. against Mission, and Reichenbach will get another. Reichenbach shot up and splash down. Good. So 9-6 early with 5:15 to go in quarter number one. Hollenbach guarded by Schmidt in the backcourt. Feeds it up to Lincoln, top of the key. Lincoln out to Hollenbach on the right side extended. Over to Waters, far left side. Lincoln, top of the key at the high post. Lincoln looking to drive. And on the floor as Lincoln tries to go against Brady Thorness. And that'll be a foul on Brady Thorness. That'll be his first. And the third team foul on Bigfork. Hollenbach looking to inbounds. Gilliard steals it away. Gives it up to Epperly. And Burns is going to trip up Epperly as Epperly was going to run away for Bigfork. And Burns will pick up his second personal. And the 14th foul checking in for Loyola. Number 34, Liam Haffey. And number 13, Jaden Job for Loyola. Inbounding, Gilliard into Epperly. Epperly, top of the key, zone defense by Loyola. Over the corner, Gilliard. Gilliard on the right wing feeds Brady. Underneath, Schmidt. Schmidt off the backboard, no good. And rebound brought down by Clayton Reichenbach, and he's going to be fouled by Jack Lincoln on the rebound. And it'll be Bigfork basketball underneath. Lincoln picks up his first, the 15th foul, and a 9-6 lead by Bigfork with 4:47 to go here in the first quarter. Epperly inbounds to Clayton Reichenbach. Over the corner to Epperly. Epperly looking to drive up. Throws it out to Schmidt. Stolen away by number 13, Job. And Schmidt prevents the breakaway and fouls him. 4:41. Inbound to Hollenbach. Hollenbach over to Job on the right side. Job back to Hollenbach, left side. Job, right side. Down to Terrell. Terrell out to Hollenbach. Over to Liam Haffey. Haffey with the basketball in the corner to Job, right corner. Lincoln looking to drive on Brady Thorness off the backboard. Jumps up. Terrell tries to put it up and misses it on the return, and no good. And a foul is going to be called on Bigfork. That is Brady's second personal. And Ryan Terrell will go to the line and shoot two for Loyola. Doesn't even draw iron. And number 2, Eli Hines will check in for Bigfork. And for Brady Thorness, who picked up his second. Terrell with another one. Up off the rim, and Hines will get the rebound for Bigfork. Out to Epperly. Epperly looking to run. He's in the corner. Clayton Reichenbach, three-point shot and away. No good. And Hollenbach comes up with the rebound. Schmidt stops him from getting up the court. Hollenbach guarded by Schmidt, left side. Hollenbach looking to drive all the way. Lincoln gets the rebound, puts it up, and scores the basket. And basket is no good. They're going to call a held ball. So no basket, held ball, and Loyola will take it out underneath as they have the possession arrow. Number 3, Colton Reichenbach returns for the Vikings. Hollenbach inbounding. Lincoln at the top of the key. Lincoln goes up. And Schmitty, I believe, is going to be called for the foul. That is Luke Schmidt's second. And the 16th foul on Bigfork here. So they're calling it kind of tight. Lincoln will go to the line for 2 for Loyola as they're attacking the middle for the Rams. Shot up and good. Randy Stoltz will come back in the game for Luke Schmidt, who's got 2. And Stoltz looking to get himself a spot on the free throw line. Lincoln, he'll get one more for Loyola. Shot on the way, and good. 8-9 on 3:54 to go here in quarter number 1. The Vikings lead the Rams. Epperly, guarded by Hollenbach, across the timeline. Epperly, right side. Kicks it out, Colton Reichenbach. Out to Eli Hines, gives it up to Stoltz. Stoltz out top, Logan Gilliard. Going to spin move and take it in and drive, and traveling will be called on Logan Gilliard. And checking back in for Bigfork, it'll be number 1, Clayton Reichenbach taking the place of Randy Stoltz. Into Hollenbach, guarded in the backcourt by Clayton Reichenbach. Hollenbach across the timeline, over to Job. Job over to Lincoln. Lincoln top of the key. Free throw line extended. He's going to bully in against Hines, and score is Lincoln as he pushes his way in, and the basket is good. And that'll be a foul on Eli Hines. And Loyola takes the lead 10-9. Lincoln at the free throw line. He'll get the N1, and he completes that. 11-9, Bigfork trails, 3:21 to go. Into Stoltz. Stoltz falls down but gets back up. Hollenbach on Stoltz. Stoltz looking as Epperly is out of the ball game. Up to Hines. Hines top of the key, feeds over to Logan Gilliard on the left wing. Out to Clayton Reichenbach, or excuse me, Colton over to Clayton on the right wing. Guarded by Haffey. Stoltz top of the key. Randy Stoltz looking. Hines at the free line. Hines goes up off the backboard and no good, and tries to get the rebound. Hollenbach up to Job quickly. Job out to Terrell. Terrell looking to drive. Blocked away by Hines, but a foul underneath, and it'll be on number 3. And the 18th foul, that'll be first personal on Logan Gilliard. And Logan Gilliard, or excuse me, Terrell will go to the line. Makes the first one. Epperly returning for Bigfork for Hines. With 2:42 to go in the first quarter. And the Vikings trailing 12-9. Terrell will get one more. Shot up off the rim and no good. Colton Reichenbach with a rebound. Out to Epperly. Epperly will bring it up across the timeline. At the top of the key. Epperly's going to drive all the way. Takes it up and under. Lays it in for 2. Epperly might have to take over and score tonight for Bigfork. Terrell over to Hollenbach. Guarded by Stoltz in the backcourt. Hollenbach will give it up to Terrell on the right side. Back to Hollenbach. In the corner to Haffey. Haffey looking. Underneath. Out front to Terrell. Terrell looking. Haffey on the right wing. Looking to drive on Clayton Reichenbach. Reichenbach says no. Out to Job. Job will kick it over to Hollenbach on the left side. Job top of the key for Loyola. Over to Hollenbach. Hollenbach looking to drive. And up and under by Hollenbach. And a nice drive for 2. And 14-11 with 1:56 to go here in quarter number 1. And the Vikings Epperly bringing it across the timeline for Bigfork. On the far side, Clayton Reichenbach finds Gilliard underneath. Gilliard looking to drive. Kicks it up, and he's fouled. No, they call a held ball. And it'll remain Bigfork basketball with 1:41 to go. Cooper Waters returns for Loyola for Terrell. Epperly, the inbound for Bigfork. Slaps the ball. Looking, finds it into Colton Reichenbach. And stolen away by Jack Lincoln. Lincoln feeds it up to Job. Job around the back, trying to get fancy, and picked up by Stoltz. Over to Epperly. Epperly up the left side, going to take it on. Haffey takes it up off the backboard, and good by Anders Epperly on a nice move up and under to score, and a chance for a three-point play. 1:28 to go. Fouls on Haffey, and that'll be his first personal. And the 16th foul as Epperly goes to the line to complete the N1 for Bigfork. Shot on the way, off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Waters. 14-13, Loyola leads. 1:25 to go to halftime. Hollenbach bringing across the timeline for Loyola. Loyola over to Waters on the left side. Back to Hollenbach on the right side. In the corner to Joe. Back to Hollenbach. Hollenbach pulls up for the jumper off the backboard. Gilliard with the rebound. Gilliard looking for Epperly. Epperly will bring it up across the timeline for Bigfork. Brings it in the front court, right side. Epperly looking to drive. He's going to take it all the way to the basket. And puts it in for 2 as Anders Epperly scores. The Vikings take the lead, 15-14. Hollenbach over to Cooper Waters on the right side. Right wing, back to Hollenbach. Hollenbach to Jack Lincoln, top of the key. Lincoln looking to drive. So throws it off the backboard and scores 2 as Jack Lincoln quickly into Epperly. 16-15, 34 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Loyola reads Bigfork. Epperly around the back. finds Randy Stoltz underneath, knocked away by Job, picked up by Lincoln, out to Job, to Jack Lincoln, back to Hollenbach on the left side. Haffey, and gives it off to Hollenbach with 16 seconds to go. Stoltz over to Job, guarding Hollenbach. Job looking, kicks it underneath to Haffey. Haffey loses it, throws it out to Lincoln. Lincoln with the basketball on the left side. Hollenbach, a long three-pointer off the backboard and no good. Stoltz will shoot it at the buzzer and no good. And quarter number 1 in the books from Ronan, Montana in the Class B Western Divisional Boys Championship. It is the Loyola Rams 16, your Bigfork Vikings 15 on the Harvest Foods and Bigfork scoreboard. We'll be back with the second quarter from Ronan, Montana.
Legendary. Playing games, money on my mind, I'm kicking ass, taking names. The heat is on, get out the kitchen if you can't handle the flames. I'm hustling, I was born to win, ain't never gonna change. Let me tell you now, I don't know how, but the whole world gonna know my name. Just wait and see.
All right, welcome back. Second quarter and Loyola basketball to start the second quarter. Terrell inbound. Burns, who's back in the ball game for Loyola. Over to Hollenbach on the far left side. We'll feed it over to Burns. Burns in the corner to Cooper Waters. Out to Hollenbach. Hollenbach to Jack Lincoln at the free throw line. Lincoln over to Terrell. Terrell looking to drive. Lincoln with the basketball. Pulls back off the backboard and drops for Jack Lincoln, who had 9 in the first quarter. Into Colton Reichenbach, back to Epperly, 18-15. Vikings trail on their Harvest Foods and Bigfork scoreboard. Inbound, Logan Gilliard, and Stoltz will save the loose ball and feed it to Colton Reichenbach. Baseline jumper by Reichenbach is good for 2. And it's 18-17, 7:15 to go here in quarter number 1. Burns across the timeline, gives it over to Hollenbach. Hollenbach over to Burns. Back to Waters, to Lincoln. Lincoln underneath for 2 on a pass from Waters. Epperly with the basketball, 20-17. Bigfork trails. And Epperly at the top of the key. Looking to drive on the right side. Epperly looking, finds Gilliard. Gilliard underneath, spin move. Is going to take it off the backboard. And good by Logan Gilliard for 2 on a nice pass from Epperly. Hollenbach across the timeline, guarded by Epperly. Over to Waters on the far right side. Left side, excuse me. Terrell in the corner. Out to Hollenbach. Over to Burns. Burns looking down to Cooper Waters in the corner. On the right corner. He's going to feed it in. Lincoln. Stolen away by Epperly. Epperly looking to drive. Take it up on Bigfork. And he's going to feed Colton Reichenbach. Reichenbach trying to throw it up and misses. Burns comes down with the rebound for Loyola. Gives it over to Hollenbach on the left side. Takes it across the timeline. And he'll set things up for Loyola. Over to Burns on the far right side on the right wing. 20-19, the Vikings trail. Hollenbach fakes the three-point, gives it out to Burns. Burns in the corner to Terrell. Terrell knocked away by Clayton Reichenbach. So Reichenbach, the Twins in. Randy Stoltz coming out. Or check that. Stoltz, yes, coming out. Thornus in the ball game. Logan Gilliard, Epperly, the Twins. And Brady Thornus in for Bigfork. Lincoln quickly into Thornus. And misses, but Lincoln on the rebound and puts it back in on the tip. 22-19 on your Harvest Foods Bigfork scoreboard. 5:52 to go, and Epperly will bring it across the timeline for the Vikings. Over to Brady Thornus on the left wing, looking underneath for Gilliard. Gilliard guarded by Terrell. Gilliard looking to back him down, kicks it out to Brady Thornus. Over to Clayton Reichenbach. Over to Colton on the right wing. Epperly in the far right corner for Bigfork. Epperly going to drive on Hollenbach, and Epperly going up and under, off the backboard, it's good. I don't know how he got that shot off, but off the backboard by Epperly, and good by the senior point guard. Quickly up, Hollenbach to Burns. Hollenbach on the left side, over the corner, far left corner by Waters. Terrell underneath the Hollenbach. Hollenbach, baseline jumper misses, and off the hands of Jack Lincoln, who was underneath and got position, but off of Loyola. And Bigfork basketball, 22-21 on Harvest Foods Bigfork scoreboard. 5:08 to go here in till half in the championship ball game. Epperly across the timeline. Clayton Reichenbach on the right side. Out to Epperly. Epperly fields it over to Colton on the right side. Brady Thornus feeds Clayton Reichenbach. Reichenbach up off the backboard. And Brady comes over the back of Lincoln and is fouled. And Lincoln has something to say to Brady Thornus, maybe talking a little bit of trash out there. And Eli Hines will check back in, as that's the third personal on Brady Thornus. And the 19th foul on Bigfork. Lincoln will go to the line for a 1-1 for Loyola. 4:50 to go to halftime. Lincoln at the line, 1-1. Shot up and no good. Rebounded by Clayton Reichenbach. Over to Epperly on the right side. It'll bring across the timeline for Bigfork. Looking underneath. And Epperly looking to drive. And he thought that Logan was going to cut back door, and Logan stopped, and he threw away Epperly. Hollenbach over to Haffey. Haffey loses it out of bounds underneath. He couldn't handle the pass on the far side. It'll be Bigfork basketball. 4:30 to go. 22-21. Loyola leads Bigfork on your Harvest Food scoreboard. Epperly guarded by Hollenbach. Epperly over to Clayton Reichenbach on the right side, guarded by Burns. Over to Colton, out to Eli Hines. Eli Hines, right wing, feeds it back door. Thought Colton was going to cut to the basket, and Colton stopped and turns it over. And Tudor yelling at Hines, take care of the basketball. 4:14 to go and counting here in the first half. 22-21, a good ball game here. Hollenbach gets it across to Burns and across the timeline. Guarded by Epperly is Burns. In the corner to Haffey. Haffey, right corner, out to Hollenbach on the right wing. We'll feed it to Burns. Burns looking to drive around the back a little bit too hard. Clayton Reichenbach comes up with the loose ball, and he's going to drive on Terrell. Kicks it out to Epperly. Epperly thought about the three-point shot. Colton Reichenbach, three-point shotter on the way out the backboard, and Clayton right there with a rebound, stripped away by Hollenbach, and no foul called. Up quickly to Jack Lincoln. Lincoln looking to drive. Burns gets the rebound as Colton Reichenbach blocks it. Burns, Lincoln looking to drive. Throws it underneath to Burns. Burns can't handle. Haffey from three-point range is good for Loyola. 25-21, 3:25 to go. Quickly up to Clayton Reichenbach. Over to Logan Gilliard. Spin move. Gilliard up off the backboard and no good. Haffey with the rebound for Loyola. Over to Lincoln. Back to Hollenbach. Hollenbach will bring it across the timeline for Loyola. 3:10 and counting here in the first half. Terrell over to Haffey in the corner. Haffey will kick it out to Hollenbach. And Hollenbach went to pass it and moved his pivot foot and traveled. And it'll be turned over to Bigfork. And Luke Schmidt will return to the ballgame for Bigfork. And a timeout will be called by the Vikings. A 30-second timeout by Bigfork with time left here in the first half. 25-21, the Rams lead the Vikings on your Harvest Foods, the Bigfork scoreboard. Jimmy and Becky Fant all the way down from Georgia listening in. Shout out to them as the Vikings trail by 4. So Hines, Clayton and Colton Reichenbach, Luke Schmidt, and Logan Gilliard in the ballgame for Bigfork. Haffey, Hollenbach, Lincoln, Terrell, and Burns for Loyola. Bigfork inbounding. Colton Reichenbach on the near side to Schmidt. Feeds it out to Colton. Over to Clayton on the far side. And bumped by Burns, but no foul called. Schmidt at the top of the key. Over to Colton Reichenbach. Thought about the three. And Schmidt will take the three at the top of the key. In and out. And Logan Gilliard knocked by Lincoln, but no foul called. And it quickly out to Hollenbach on the right side. Hollenbach over to Terrell. In the corner to Burns, the far side. Terrell's going to take it to the basket. And no way. Logan Gilliard gets the basketball. Racing up the court. Bounce pass. Clayton Reichenbach off the backboard and good. Gilliard to Reichenbach for 2. 25-23. Hollenbach with the basketball. 2:22 and counting in the first half. They'll feed it over Terrell. Right side in the corner to Haffey. Haffey looking for Lincoln. Feeds it out to Hollenbach. Hollenbach. Haffey. Right side. Guarded by Gilliard. Gilliard. Force him. Throw out to Burns. Over to Terrell on the right side. Back to Burns. Burns underneath. And thrown away by Haffey as he tries to hit Burns cutting. Checking in for Bigfork. Epperly returns. And number 23, Levi Taylor will enter the ballgame. Waters back in for Loyola. 25-23 and 2 minutes exactly to go here in the first half of this championship ball game. Epperly over to Schmidt on the right side. Schmidt thought about going back door. Alley-oop, no, feeds it out to Epperly. Over to Taylor. Taylor feeds it to Colton Reichenbach, baseline. Back to Taylor. Over to Epperly. Schmidt. Colton Reichenbach, baseline drive. No good. Misses the layup. And Lincoln comes down with the rebound. And a foul on Bigfork on the rebound as Colton misses the layup. Yeah, that's Colton's second and the 10th team foul. So Cooper Waters goes to the line for Loyola to shoot the double bonus 2 shots. 1:37 to go here in the first half. A 2-point ball game, and Waters' first three is on the way, or excuse me, free throw I should say, not three, on the way, and he misses it off the backboard. Randy Stoltz will replace Clayton Reichenbach, and Waters will get another with 1:37 to go. Waters, second shot up, misses it. Stoltz knocked away by Lincoln off of Randy Stoltz. And it'll be Loyola basketball underneath. Number 13, Jaden Jobe, returning for Hollenbeck for Loyola with 1:36 to go to halftime. Lincoln looking to inbound, gets it out to Jobe. Jobe finds Lincoln at the free throw line. Guarded by Schmidt, harassed by Epperly. Out to Jobe. Jobe nearly carries the ball over to Burns on the right wing. Burns with the basketball, feeds it in the corner to Waters. Waters out to Jobe. Over to Terrell. Terrell looking to drive, kicks in the corner to Burns. Burns left corner, knocked away by Schmidt, and Lincoln throws it off Schmidt's face and out of bounds off Bigfork. He tries to help him up, didn't mean to do that. Schmidt had fell down on the ground, and Lincoln bounces it off Schmidt's face. Schmidt's gonna be fine. Inbound to Lincoln. Lincoln out to Jobe. Jobe looking to drive. Lincoln in the corner. 3-point shot on the way is no good. And Taylor comes up with a rebound. He'll give it to Epperly. Epperly with 1 minute to go. Across the timeline for Bigfork. Feeds it over to Schmidt. Schmidt on the right side. Finds Logan Gilliard. Gilliard feeds it back to Schmidt. Schmidt kicks it out to Stoltz. Stoltz kicks it over to Epperly. Epperly guarded by Burns. Epperly looking to drive, takes it in, off the backboard, no good. Rebound by Terrell, and Loyola trying to run out. Lincoln can't handle the long pass, and out of bounds off Loyola with 34.6 to go. 25-23 to go, or the score on the Harvest Foods scoreboard, as Hollenbeck will return for Burns for Loyola, and Bigfork. Stoltz will inbound to Epperly. Epperly get a hold for one shot, takes it up against Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck harasses him in the backcourt, gets it across the timeline. Hollenbeck has to back off, and Epperly with the basketball. 23 seconds and counting. The Vikings trailing by 2, a chance to tie or take the lead going into halftime. Stoltz will feed it over to Epperly. 15 seconds. Gilliard on the right side, guarded by Terrell. Gilliard kicks it out, throws it right to Hollenbeck, and Hollenbeck looking to drive on Epperly. Reverse layup by Hollenbeck, and he'll go to the line as Epperly tries to prevent him from getting that shot up. 27-23, 4.7 to go. And Hollenbeck will go to the line to try to complete the and one for Loyola. Misses it, rebounded by Gilliard. 4 seconds to go, 2 seconds. Epperly looking, throws it up from half court, and over the backboard and no good. And 1 half complete, and a heck of a ball game here in the championship game. It is the Bigfork Vikings 23, the Loyola Rams 27 on your Harvest Foods and Bigfork scoreboard from Ronan, Montana, the Ronan Event Center, Western B Boys Divisional Championship. James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes Valves, with you. We'll take a timeout and come back with the first half stats here at halftime from Ronan, Montana.
let me tell you, oh my friends, about this joy I'm living in. Let me take the mic, go on and testify how I was dead and then I came to life. No more living in the dark of night. Now everything's alright. I've been changed, I've been saved, brand new day. I've been changed, I've been changed. Tell me why would I turn back now? There's no end to the love I found. Future's bright and there ain't no doubt. I've been changed, I've been changed. All my heartbreak fades away like a book when you turn the page. Let me take the mic, go on and testify how I was dead and then I came to life. No more living in the dark of night. Now everything's alright. I've been changed, I've been saved, brand new day. I've been changed, I've been changed. Tell me why would I turn back now? There's no end to the love I found. Future's bright and there ain't no doubt. I've been changed, I've been changed. I've been changed. I put my hands in the air 'cause I know you're there. Your love did something magical. I put my hands in the air 'cause you heard my prayer. A transformation radical. I put my hands in the air 'cause I know you're there. I know it's supernatural. I put my hands in the air 'cause you heard my prayer. I've been changed, I've been saved, brand new day. I believe it, I've been changed. Oh, I believe it. Tell me why would I turn back now? There's no end to the love I found. Future's bright and there ain't no doubt. I've been changed, I've been changed. Let me tell you now. I've been changed. Gonna make a move and knock you over. Your watch this turn, this one's gonna put you away. But I'm doing my very best dancing.
Well, they're trying to do their very best dancing here in Ronan, Montana. The Vikings down at halftime by 4, 27-23 to Loyola. The Harvest Food, the Bigfork scoreboard. Halftime. And I got to take care of some business right here. And we'll look at that. Hey, Montana high schools are electrifying, but Northwest Energy doesn't want you to be. Be careful with overhead power lines. Always assume a down power line is dangerous. Don't take chances with your safety. Call Northwestern Energy. Their workers are trained to handle electricity safely. Northwestern Energy, we care about your safety. A proud sponsor of Montana high school sports. James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes, with you at the Western B Divisional Boys Basketball Championship ball game. I'll try to catch my breath and give you the halftime stats. First of all, Lincoln led the way. 15 points in the first half of their 27 by Jack Lincoln, so the Bigfork's got to stop them. Terrell with 1, 4 by Hollenbach, 3 by Burns, 1 by Waters, and 3 by Liam Haffey, who hit that 3. For the Vikings, Epperly leading the way. with 11 for Bigfork of their 23. Clayton Reichenbach with 4, Colton with 2, Stoltz with 2, Gilliard with 4. 15 in the first, 8 in the second for 23. In the first quarter, it was Loyola scoring 16. They outscored Bigfork 11-8 in the second quarter. Shots just not falling right now for Bigfork. Got to take better care of the basketball, trying to work it around, and they got to stop Lincoln here in the second half. This game brought to you by Harvest Foods of Bigfork. And thanks to Marcus Balgos and the folks up there at Harvest Foods for sponsoring the divisional basketball tournament. 406-270-7384. James LaFontaine with you, the voice of the Vikes and the Vows from Ronan, Montana. Western B Divisional Championship ball game from Ronan Event Center. And the Vikings have some work to do, but they're already qualified for state coming up in 2 weeks and Belgrade. So Loyola is going to fight hard so they don't have a challenge game against Mission on Monday. On the girls' side, there already is a challenge game, Deer Lodge, and Loyola will face off about 6 o'clock, I believe, on Monday. They'll announce those times later for that challenge game. And the Valkyrie season is done as they lose to Deer Lodge in the Consolation Championship ball game this afternoon at 3 o'clock. The Vikes want the #1 seed, so they got 16 minutes left to get it done here from Ronan, Montana. We'll be back with the second half on BFSD Events on YouTube. Bigfork Vikings basketball.
Some say don't give up and hope that your good is good enough. Head down, keep on working. If you can earn it, you deserve it. Some say push on through. After all, it's the least that you can do. But don't buy what they're selling. It couldn't be further from the truth. What if I were the one to tell you that the fight's already been won? Well, I think your day's about to get better. What if I were the one to tell you that the work's already been done? It's not good news, it's the best news ever. Some say don't ask for help. God helps the ones who help themselves. So press on, get it right, otherwise get left behind. Some say he's keeping score, so try hard, then try a little more. But hold up, if this were true, explain to me what the cross is for. What if I were the one to tell you that the fight's already been won? Well, I think your day's about to get better. What if I were the one to tell you that the work's already been done?
All right, welcome back to Ronan, Montana. Ronan Event Center in the second half of the Western B Boys Divisional Basketball Championship. James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes and Vows with you. The Bigfork High School pit band playing in the background. In the second half, ready to get started here, underway. It looks like the same starters for Loyola: Lincoln, Terrell, Burns, Hollenbeck, and Waters. For the Vikings, Epperly, Stoltz, Colton and Clayton Reichenbach, and Logan Gilliard, and Sam Tudor talking to him to get it done in the second half for Bigfork. Held to single digits, 8 points in the second quarter. Not very often that happened in this divisional tournament. So they're going to have to play some defense, and they'll get the basketball to start the second half as Epperly will inbound for Bigfork. Epperly looking. Clayton Reichenbach in the far left corner, guarded by Waters. Look out to Epperly. Epperly top of the key, guarded by Hollenbeck. Stoltz on the right side. Right wing out to Clayton at the top of the key. Over to Epperly, right side. Left side. Over to Colton Reichenbach. And they're going to call traveling on Colton as Burns takes him down. Not sure about that one. Anyway, inbound by Loyola. Lincoln will give it up to Hollenbeck. Stoltz in the backcourt will guard Hollenbeck. Harass him. Burns across the timeline over to Lincoln. Lincoln looking to drive. Puts it up, and 2 points by Lincoln. And into Epperly. Up to Stoltz. Stoltz in the front court on the right wing for Bigfork. Stoltz over to Epperly. Clayton Reichenbach on the left wing. Reichenbach looking for Gilliard underneath. Gilliard's going to wheel around. Guarded by Terrell is Gilliard. Gives it up to Epperly underneath. And backdoor to Clayton Reichenbach. And a nice pass by Epperly for two. 29-25, 7:04 to go here in the quarter number 3. Into Burns. Burns across the timeline. Back to Hollenbeck. Over to Burns, right corner. Feeds it to Waters. Burns going to drive. Gives it to Lincoln. Lincoln throws it up. No good, but he's fouled and a goal to the free throw line. As the Rams are giving that give and go. And we'll check who the foul is on. Yeah, the foul will be a number 10. That'll be Stoltz second. And the first team foul here in the second half on Bigfork. And Lincoln will go to the line to shoot 2 for Loyola. 6:52 to go here in the third quarter. First shot hard off the back of the rim and no good by Lincoln. And he'll get one more for the Rams. Lincoln up short. Rebounded by Clayton Reichenbach. Get quickly out to Epperly. Epperly up the right side. Gives it to Stoltz. Stoltz in the right wing. Back to Epperly. Epperly looking to drive. Terrell up and under. And off the backboard and no good. Cooper Waters will come up with the rebound as Epperly misses. Out to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck on the left side. Feeds it over. Burns in the left corner. Burns will get it out to Waters. Waters top of the key. Over to Terrell. Terrell on the right side. Feeds it out to Waters. Waters on the over the corner to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck out to Waters. Waters to Burns. Burns 3-point shot on the way. Off the rim and no good. And battling for it as Colton Reichenbach comes up with a rebound for Bigfork. And up to Epperly. Stoltz in the front court for Bigfork. He'll feed it out to Epperly. Epperly top of the key. Over to Reichenbach. That's Clayton on the left side. Out to Gilliard. Gilliard top of the key, guarded by Terrell. Over to Stoltz on the right wing. Stoltz, Epperly. Colton Reichenbach, 3-point shot on the way. Short, knocked up by Gilliard. Stoltz with the rebound, and Gilliard will get it, put it back up. It goes for Logan Gilliard as he grabs the rebound and puts it back up for Bigfork, and he'll go to the line. An opportunity to complete the 3-point play. Number 3. That is the third foul on Burns, and Job will come in for him. Replacing Stoltz is Eli Hines for Bigfork, and Gilliard goes to the line to try to complete the and one for the Vikings. Shot up and good by Gilliard. So Bigfork within 1, 29-28, 5:40 to go here in quarter number 3. Hollenbeck with the basketball, right side, dribbling across the timeline. He'll bring it to the top of the key, looking to guard, kicks it all the way to the basket, blocked by Logan Gilliard, out of bounds. Gilliard says, get that out of here, blocks it left-handed, and it'll be Loyola basketball as Hollenbeck thought he had a straight line to the basket, but Gilliard said no, and Hollenbeck on the far baseline will inbounds for Loyola. Kicks it out to Job, nearly traveled. And off of Hollenbeck on the sideline. And Bigfork basketball as Hollenbeck turns it over. Hines into Epperly. Epperly guarded by Hollenbeck in the backcourt. And Epperly guarded by Hollenbeck, harassing him, pressurized, and Hollenbeck grabbing Epperly over to Gilliard on the left side. Feeds it out to Hines. Hines with a 3-point shot on the way, out the backboard and no good. And Lincoln will come up with the rebound. Knocked away. Terrell with the basketball. Up to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck across the timeline. Over to Lincoln. Lincoln looking to drive around the back. And he looks like he traveled. Terrell with the basket. Misses. And Colton Reichenbach with the rebound. Quickly over to Epperly. Epperly across the timeline. to Clayton. Clayton underneath to Hines. Hines going on Lincoln. Kicks it out to Epperly. Epperly gives it under to Gilliard. Baseline jumper by Gilliard for 2, 30-29. The Vikings lead with 4:30 to go here in the third quarter. Up to Job. Job in the corner to Terrell. And Gilliard sets his feet on the baseline, and Terrell runs right into him and picks up foul number 2. And the second team foul. Stoltz will come in for Hines for Bigfork, and Bigfork will have the basketball in the backcourt. Feeds it up to Logan Gilliard, and Gilliard's going to get fouled from behind by Terrell. Some of the fans are booing here, but that's a good call as Gilliard in front wants to get the basketball. Clayton Reichenbach, and that'll be Terrell's. Third. That's Terrell's third. He'll come out of the ball game. Epperly across the timeline against Hollenbach. Right corner, looking to drive. And Hollenbach throwing some haymakers out at Epperly. And Hollenbach will get called for his second personal 4-team foul. Epperly to inbound. Over to Clayton Reichenbach. Baseline jumper for 3 is good by Clayton Reichenbach. 33-29. 4:11 to go here in quarter number 3. Hollenbach over to Waters. Waters right side back to Hollenbach. Waters in the corner to Job. Job kicks it over to Haffey. Haffey in the ball game for Loyola. On the left wing, one dribble, gives it over to Job, right side to Hollenbach. Hollenbach guarded by Stoltz. Over to Lincoln. Lincoln looking to drive around the back. And trips over his own feet. The foul is going to be called on Colton Reichenbach. And that'll be Colton's third personal. And the third team foul on Bigfork. Brady Thorness will come back in. And Luke Schmidt for Bigfork, replacing Colton Reichenbach and Randy Stoltz. 33-29, three-point shot by Job on the way, rebounded by Brady Thorness, just in the ball game for Bigfork. Picks it up, give it to Logan Gilliard. Gilliard will cross the timeline. Clayton Reichenbach in the left corner, out to Gilliard. Thought about the 3, kicks it out to Schmidt. Schmidt, top of the key for Bigfork. Trying to get Hollenbach underneath for Epperly. Epperly. And they're going to call a player control foul on Epperly. It was trying to get position on Hollenbach. 3:28 to go in quarter number 3, 33-29. The Vikings lead the Rams. Into Hollenbach from Job. Hollenbach slowly dribbling up the court for Loyola. Guarded by Schmidt. Schmidt will pick him up at half court. Across the timeline. Haffey on the left wing. Feeds it out to Waters. Waters. Lincoln looking to drive. Spin move. Clayton having none of it on the defense. Job guarded by Epperly. Lincoln has to give it up to him. Over to Haffey on the left side. And nearly stolen by Lincoln. Or checked on Clayton Reichenbach. Guarded on Lincoln. And they'll call a foul on Clayton. That is his first personal and 4-team foul on Bigfork in a battle. Getting it rough underneath there. As they're going after each other, Loyola and Bigfork. Inbound to Cooper Waters. Waters will give it over to Job. Job, top of the key, will give it up to Hollenbach. Hollenbach, guarded by Schmidt. Hollenbach, top of the key, looking to drive, crossover. Throws it up. And they'll call the foul on the ground. And Luke Schmidt. And that'll be the 15th foul on Bigfork. And I believe that is Luke's third. It is. Inbound to Job in the right corner. Stolen away by Schmidt as he went to hit Lincoln. Here comes Luke Schmidt driving it up for Bigfork. He'll pull it out on the right wing. Gives it to Epperly underneath to Brady Thorness. Thorness going to go up against Haffey. Off the backboard, good by Brady Thorness for 2 for Bigfork. 35-29, 2:27 to go. And timeout will be taken by the Rams with 2:26 to go here in the third quarter. And the Vikings fight back and take a 6-point lead, 35-29 on your Harvest Foods Bigfork scoreboard. And a 30-second timeout taken by Loyola. And we'll stay here. Only 2 points scored the third quarter so far by Loyola as Bigfork is increasing the defense and the intensity here. 406-270, James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes of the Valley. Glad to be with you from Ronan, Montana, in this boys Western B Championship ball game. And checking in, number 22 for Loyola. And I don't have a 22 on this, so I'm not sure who he is. Hollenbeck with the basketball. He'll kick it out to Haffey. Haffey looking to drive. Haffey kicks it up, knocked away. Epperly knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Loyola basketball under their basket. And I'll try to check that number for 22. Shoots up a three-point play, misses it. Brady Thornes quickly out to Luke Schmidt. Schmidt racing up the line. And they're going to call traveling on Luke Schmidt. As it looked like it got knocked down by 22, at least he helped him as Luke Schmidt trying to get to the basket to score the layup. I'll check here momentarily and see what Bonnie says on number 22. That's Bucky Krippinen, number 22. I had him down as 23, sorry. Inbound, Lincoln going on Clayton Reichenbach. Lincoln taking it in there and bumped, and he'll go to the free throw line. Clayton Reichenbach. It'll be his second personal, and that's on the floor. So it'll be Rams basketball underneath. Schmidt going to take a break. Stoltz back in the ball game for Bigfork. 1:54 to go here in the third quarter. Over to Lincoln in the corner. Lincoln back to Hollenbeck. Back to Lincoln. Back to Hollenbeck. Out to Waters. Waters, top of the key. Over and kicked it out to Haffey. Haffey, three-point shot on the way. No good. And rebounded by Krippinen. Krippinen guarded by Clayton Reichenbach. Into Lincoln. Lincoln has nowhere to go. And Lincoln on the baseline. No, they're going to call a foul underneath. And they're going to call on 15 a pushing foul. And that's Thornes' fourth, 17th foul. So 1-1 for Loyola in the bonus the rest of the way. Jack Lincoln taking it right at Bigfork underneath. And Brady banging with him. And Lincoln will shoot a 1-1. First shot up, no good. And knocked. They called it off Eli Hines and looked like Waters knocked it out, but they're going to give it to Loyola underneath as Lincoln misses the front end of 1-1 into Lincoln. On the right side, over to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck guarded by Waters. Eli Hines takes it away from Waters, and Epperly going to dribble up quickly up the court. Out to Stoltz on the right wing for Bigfork. 1:17 to go. Here in the quarter number 3. Hines, top of the key. Clayton Reichenbach looking underneath to Gilliard. Hines, top of the key. Over to Epperly on the right wing. Epperly looking underneath, trying to find. He finds Stoltz on the right baseline. Gives it to Gilliard. Gilliard looking to spin move out to Stoltz. Over to Epperly. Over to Clayton Reichenbach. Thought about the three. Guarded by Krippinen. Into Epperly. Epperly guarded by Hollenbeck. And Epperly is looking to drive on Hollenbeck. And he does. Takes it up. And Clayton will get the rebound. Kicks it over to Stoltz. Stoltz up off the backboard and no good. And Hollenbeck will come down with the rebound with 40 seconds to go. Vikings lead 35-29 at Harvest Foods, a Bigfork scoreboard. Hollenbeck looks like he's going to hold for the last shot for Loyola. Gives us over to Krippinen. Krippinen looking to drive on Epperly. Nearly picks up the Haffey on the right wing. Haffey looking to drive on Hines. Kicks it off to Lincoln off of and held ball. And the arrow will point towards Loyola. As nearly stolen there by Stoltz on the right side. 19.8 to go, 35-26, the Vikings with a 6-point lead. Lincoln inbounding underneath for Loyola. Inbound, kicks it over to Krippinen in the corner, back to Lincoln. Lincoln looking to drive. Going to go up and under, throws it up and get fouled. Lincoln will go back to the free throw line. And Eli Hines will pick up his second personal. And 18th foul. And Lincoln. First shot is up and good. He'll get one more as he gets two as he was taking it up to the basket. And Lincoln will scoot one more for Loyola. 35-30, 15 to go. Seconds here. Shot off, Gilliard with the rebound. Under 15 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and the Vikings lead by 5. 35-30. Epperly bring it across the timeline. Screen by out to Stoltz. Stoltz on the right wing. And shot on the way. And they say he stepped on the sideline, I believe. 1.8 to go. Krippinen will inbound to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck throws it three-quarters court and not even close as Gilliard comes up with it. So, 3 quarters in the books. The Bigfork Vikings take the lead back 35-30 on your Harvest Foods and Bigfork scoreboard from Ronan, Montana. And I'll give you a little bit of third quarter action. You know what it is. Stay right here. Get on your dancing shoes.
I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
All right, welcome back to Ronan, Montana, the Western B Divisional Boys Basketball Championship. And the Vikings outscored Loyola 12-3 in that quarter to take a 5-point lead. And fourth quarter action time. It'll be Bigfork basketball to start the fourth quarter. And leading by 5, 35-30. Into Stoltz. Stoltz top of the key. The starters back in. Epperly will get it off the screen on the baseline. Feeds it over to Logan Gilliard. Out to Clayton. Stoltz on the left side. Stoltz will take it to the top of the key, set it up. Epperly on the right wing. Feeds it backdoor to Randy Stoltz. Layup good. On a nice backdoor cut by Randy Stoltz for 2. 37-30, 7:30 to go. Hollenbeck across the timeline, guarded by Stoltz. Stoltz putting the pressure on. Ryan Terrell, guarded by Gilliard. Out to Burns. And Burns knocks down Epperly, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Epperly. His third personal and 19th foul, and Burns will go to the line. And Burns will shoot a 1-1. The team fouls are 9-4. 9 against Bigfork, 4 against Loyola. And Burns will get one more as he sinks the first one. 37-31, 7:21 to go. Burns makes them both. 37-32. Back to that 5-point lead. Epperly up the court, in the front court to Stoltz. Stoltz on the right wing for Bigfork. Looking underneath is Stoltz out to Logan Gilliard. Gilliard top of the key, harassed by Terrell. Over to Epperly on the left wing. Gives it out to Colton Reichenbach. Reichenbach out to Epperly, back to Reichenbach. Reichenbach looking to drive. Gilliard puts it up off the backboard, no good, and Hollenbeck will rebound it and bring it up for Loyola with under 7 minutes to go. Hollenbeck looking to drive. On Stoltz, kicks it out to Waters. Waters left side to Burns. Burns on the left wing. Going to give to Lincoln. Lincoln looking to drive. Dribbles out to Burns on the right wing. Burns looking to drive. Kicks it up short and no good, and out of bounds by Burns. And he loses it and tosses it to the official as he misses the layup. 37-32, 6:37 to go. And Bigfork inbounding. Colton inbounds to Stoltz. Stoltz up the right side. Going to be picked up by Lincoln in the front court. And timeout will be taken by the Vikings head coach, Sam Tudor. 6:32 to go. A full timeout taken by the Vikings. And 37-32 on your Harvest Foods and Bigfork scoreboard. And we'll take a timeout here and be back with the rest of your fourth quarter from Ronan, Montana. All right, welcome back to Montana, the Ronan Event Center, a long 3 days of basketball. And it'll be Bigfork basketball on the near sideline. Colton Reichenbach inbounding to Epperly. Epperly will go to the backcourt, pick it up, and pressure put on by Loyola, and Epperly will dribble across the timeline. Over to Stoltz, left side, guarded by Lincoln. Gets it to Clayton Reichenbach, out to Epperly. Epperly, top of the key. Over to Gilliard. Over to Colton on the baseline. Colton will take the jump shot and drain it by Colton Reichenbach. And 39-32 with 6:11 to go. Hollenbeck, top of the key, guarded by Stoltz. Pressure put on by Randy Stoltz. In the corner to Burns. Burns looks underneath. Back out to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck looking to drive. Going to give it to Lincoln. Lincoln guarded by Clayton Reichenbach. And the left wing, Waters, right there. And player control foul called on Cooper Waters. That's his first and 15 fouls. Waters tries to run over Reichenbach. Colton inbounding to Epperly. Epperly dribbling up slowly. 5:49 to go. 7-point lead, 39-32 on your Harvest Foods of Bigfork scoreboard. Stoltz dribbling right side, guarded by Burns. And Stoltz looking at Gilliard. Passes out to Epperly. Top of the key. Epperly looking to drive. Going to kick it over to Colton Reichenbach on the left wing. Back out to Epperly. Looking underneath. Trying to find Gilliard somehow. Randy Stoltz on the right wing will bring it out. To the top of the key. Gives it over to Clayton Reichenbach. Motion by Bigfork. Epperly on the left wing. Gives it out to Stoltz. Stoltz over to Clayton Reichenbach. On the right wing. Back to his brother Colton. Top of the key. Colton looking to drive. Kicks it over to Stoltz. Stoltz on the left wing. About 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Out to Clayton. Clayton at the top of the key. He's going to field it over to Colton. Colton on the right side, guarded by Lincoln. And Colton all the way to the basket. Throws it up out the backboard. Misses it, but gets his own rebound. Puts it back up. Misses it. Gets back up out the backboard. Misses it again. And right there is Logan Gilliard. Misses it. And Bigfork fighting for the rebound on the floor. And out of bounds is going to be off of Hollenbeck. It'll remain Bigfork basketball. As 3 shots by Bigfork underneath and off the rim and no good. But they never gave up. And Hollenbeck whips it outside and out of bounds. Epperly will inbound on the near side in front of their own bench. Epperly into Colton Reichenbach. Out to Stoltz. Stoltz top of the key over the left wing to Clayton Reichenbach. Epperly thought about throwing the 3. Colton Reichenbach, 3-point shot on the way is short. And Lincoln comes up with the rebound for Loyola. 4:28 to go. Up to Burns quickly. Epperly guarding him. Out to Lincoln. Lincoln over in the far corner to Hollenbeck in the near corner on the left side. Waters up and scores for 2. And 39-34, 4:11 to go. Feeds it up to Stoltz. From Gilliard, and Lincoln will run right into Randy Stoltz. And that'll be the 16th foul. And that'll be Lincoln's second. And next foul will put Bigfork in the 1-and-1. Out inbound to Clayton. Back to Epperly. Epperly looking to drive. Feeds Gilliard. Gilliard up and scores for 2. Logan Gilliard. And he goes to the free throw line as Ryan Terrell fouls him on a nice pass by Epperly right to the bucket for Logan Gilliard. And 4th personal on Terrell. And Gilliard to the line to shoot the N1. Drains it, does Logan Gilliard. 3:59 to go. 42-34, 8-point lead for the Vikings. Hollenbeck with the basketball. Stoltz guarding him. Out to Burns on the right side, guarded by Epperly. Under Waters. Waters puts it off the backboard and good underneath for Loyola. Inbound to Stoltz from Gilliard. Gilliard looking across the timeline. Gives it over to Clayton Reichenbach on the left side. Harassed by Waters is Clayton. Clayton gives it over to Stoltz. Stoltz on the right wing. Feeds it out to Colton Reichenbach. Top of the key. Extended. Gives it up to Epperly. Epperly guarded by Hollenbeck. Over to Clayton Reichenbach. Reichenbach on the left side. Out to Epperly, the top of the key, with 3:22 to go. 42-36 on your Harvest Foods, a Bigfork scoreboard. The Vikings lead. Stoltz. Gilliard in the corner from Colton Reichenbach. Out to Colton. Feeds it out to Gilliard. Gilliard will dribble it out. Gives it to Epperly near half court. Lincoln to guard Epperly. Epperly looking to drive on Lincoln, takes it all the way to the basket. Kicks it out, Logan Giggard, three-point shot on the way, no good, but Clayton with the rebound, off the backboard, misses it, and Lincoln, he throws the elbow into Clayton Reichenbach, and he's going to call for the player control foul as Lincoln talking some smack to Epperly. Not necessary. Haffey will replace Jack Lincoln, and timeout will be taken by Loyola. And Haffey will replace Lincoln into the line. Clayton Reichenbach will get a 1-and-1 and a full timeout taken by Loyola as they trail 42-36 here in the fourth quarter. We'll be back momentarily. All right, folks, welcome back to Ronan, Montana, the Ronan Event Center, the Western B Divisional Boys Basketball Championship. And at the line, shooting a 1-and-1 is Clayton Reichenbach. And Lincoln losing his cool a little bit as he gets the rebound one-handed and throws a shoulder into Clayton, who is battling for the rebound. Clayton will go to the line to shoot 1-and-1 for Bigfork. 2:54 to go. And a 6-point lead for the Vikings. Up, off the backboard, off the rim, and no good. Terrell comes up with the rebound. 2:50 and counting. Hollenbach with the basketball. 42-36 under Harvest Food, the scoreboard. Hollenbach looking to drive. And player control foul as Randy Stoltz, check that, Logan Gilliard underneath. That's a player control foul and no free throws, as Logan Gilliard stood his ground underneath, and Hollenbach drives right in and runs Gilliard over. And Hollenbach will pick up the personal, and that is his third. 19th foul, no free throws on a player control foul. And they're wiping up the floor out there where Hollenbach fell. And Colton will inbound with 2:44 to go. Inbounds to Epperly. Epperly back to Colton. Colton up to Stoltz. Stoltz on the right wing. Trying to be trapped by Loyola. And two to recall a 30-second timeout before they tie up Stoltz on the near sideline. Bigfork can't take that ball off the sideline and get trapped. Stoltz knew, or Tudor knew that was going to happen, and he immediately calls a timeout for Bigfork right away. You could see it before Loyola was able to tie him up. 42-36, the Vikings lead under Harvest Food, the Bigfork scoreboard, and the Western B Boys Divisional Basketball Championship. So Epperly, Stoltz, Colton and Clayton Reichenbach, and Logan Gilliard, the starters for Bigfork. And Epperly will inbound on their sideline near the bench. Terrell, Lincoln back in the ballgame. Waters, Burns, and Hollenbach for Loyola. And Epperly, the inbounds. Feeds it to Clayton, back to Epperly. Underneath to Logan Gilliard. Gilliard back out to Epperly. Epperly looking to drive. Feeds it to Logan Gilliard, knocked away by Terrell. Cooper Waters comes up with a Hollenbach racing up the left side for Loyola. And he'll bring it to the top of the key, guarded by Stoltz. 2:20 to go. Hollenbach looking, throws it up, and makes it, does Hollenbach on a nice move. 42-38, 2:11 to go. Epperly with the basketball from Gilliard. Going to dribble up. Gives it to Stoltz. Stoltz on the right side. Gives it up to Epperly in the corner. Epperly feeds it to Colton Reichenbach. Over to Clayton. Clayton up. Scores the bucket! And he'll be fouled by Waters. Up and under by Clayton Reichenbach. And he'll score it for two and go to the free throw line, trying to complete the three-point play. 1:56 to go here from Ronan, and Clayton at the line trying to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Off the rim, off the backboard, no good. Waters comes up with it over to Burns. Back to Hollenbeck, 1:52 and counting. Hollenbeck, top of the key, guarded by Stoltz, pulls up for a three-pointer off the rim and no good. And Gilliard comes up with a rebound for Bigfork. Feeds it to Epperly. Epperly all the way up to Stoltz. Knocked away by Waters, steals it. Epperly with a steal on a return pass meant for Burns. Up. And Colton Reichenbach wants to take it up, and he's fouled from behind by Terrell, and he'll get 2 free throws. It isn't getting physical out there. And Terrell will pick up his 5th as he slams Reichenbach from behind, and Haffey will come back in. Schmidt will replace Stoltz for Bigfork. And Colton Reichenbach to the line. He'll shoot 2 for the Vikings. 44-38, 1:35 to go in the ball game. The Vikings leading. First shot up and good by Colton Reichenbach. Colton will get one more. 45-38, a 7-point lead with 1:35 to go under Harvest Foods, a Bigfork scoreboard. Colton, free throw, up, rims it out, and lane violation. And Waters chucks it at the official. I'm surprised he didn't get teed up. And number 15, Waters clearing out, and he's going to get called for the foul. And he's got to check who's going to be at the free throw line shooting those 2. And double bonus time, 2 free throws for Colton Reichenbach, so he'll get an opportunity to score 2 more. Colton up, off the rim and no good, back of the rim. Needs to relax, just put it up easy. He'll get 1 more, Will Reichenbach, Colton that is. 1:34 to go, 45-38 to the Vikings lead. Colton, shot up, rolls in for a Bigfork. And 46-38, 1:33. Hollenbeck quickly up. Guard, spin move, has nowhere to go. Stole by Clayton Reichenbach to Epperly. Epperly, look, what's it up behind, feeds Schmidt. Schmidt feeds Epperly. Epperly will pull it out for Bigfork. And Epperly in the corner, feeds it out to Colton Reichenbach to Schmidt. Over to Epperly in the far corner, right corner. Over to Schmidt. Schmidt out to Clayton. Clayton looking to find his brother Colton, top of the key. Colton is going to get fouled by Burns and go back to the free throw line. 1:05 to go here in the ball game. 46-38. The Vikings up by 8. Need to make their free throws down the stretch. And Colton will go to the line and shoot 2 more for the Vikings. Stoltz tying his shoe. And Colton. First free throw on the way and off the rim. Rolls around. It is good by Reichenbach. Stoltz will return for Schmidt with 1:05 to go. 9-point lead, 47-38 for the Vikes. Colton's second shot, nothing but the bottom of the net by Reichenbach. And a 10-point lead, 48-38, 1:05 and counting. Lincoln with the basketball. Looking to drive, guarded by Reichenbach. Lincoln scores off the backboard for 2. And Epperly. Timeout was called by Loyola before the ball came in. 54.1 to go in the ball game. The Vikings lead under Harvest Foods Bigfork scoreboard 48-40. And a full timeout taken by Loyola. And we'll take a timeout here from Ronan, Montana. All right, welcome back to Ronan, Montana. And 54.1 to go. Bigfork on the baseline. Epperly to inbound for the Vikings. Inbound. Feeds it to Schmidt. Schmidt over to Epperly, and Schmidt will be fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. He'll get 2 free throws as Loyola needs to foul the rest of the way and hope they miss. 52.1 to go, 48-40, and that is the 4th personal on Jacob Hollenbach. And Schmidt to the line, and Schmidt will get 2 for the Vikings. Schmidt up, in and out. Bigfork missing some free throws down the stretch. Need to seal this game with some free throws. Schmidt up. This one's good by Luke Schmidt. And Stoltz will come and replace Schmidt for the Vikings. 49-40, 52.1. Lincoln's going to inbound to Hollenbach. Rolls it. Makes Hollenbach pick it up as he rolls it. And Stoltz will steal it away and take it for the layup. And no good. Clayton comes up, knocks it out to Stoltz, and a foul. And Stoltz shot a little bit hard. Clayton not taking it off that it was going to go in. He rebounds it, and the foul is on number 5. That'll be Hollenbach's 5th. And Anders Epperly comes over, taps Hollenbach. They've been battling together against each other for 4 years, probably more than that. Job will return for the Rams, and Clayton will be at the line to shoot 2 for Bigfork. Makes the first one, stretches the lead to 10, 50-40 on your Harvest Foods, a Bigfork scoreboard. So Clayton hustling, didn't think that layup for granted, sinks the second one, and a 11-point lead with 45.8. Burns quickly up, guarded by Stoltz, kicks it out to Jobs. Burns throws up a 3-pointer and drains it. Into Epperly. Epperly's going to get fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. It should be a free throw, say that 3 times. Free throw fest the rest of the way. 34.3 to go here in the ballgame. The Vikings leading 51-43, up by 8 on your Harvest Foods, a Bigfork scoreboard. And Epperly to shoot 2. Up, off the rim, and no good. Epperly usually doesn't miss those. And he'll get 1 more for Bigfork. Epperly around the back, dribbles 3 times, puts it up. This one's nothing but the bottom of the net. And a 9-point lead, 52-43. Burns quickly up to Lincoln. Lincoln looking to find somebody with a 3-point shot. Burns kicks it off as Lincoln, and Colton Reichenbach will rebound, and Lincoln will foul him in the backcourt and grab and wrap him up and say, hey, sorry. Lincoln's 4th personal. And Bigfork will go back to the line as Colton Reichenbach will get 2 for the Vikings. 23.1 to go, a 9-point lead for Bigfork, 52-43, and Reichenbach's first shot for the line is good. Rattles around and drops down for Bigfork. 10-point lead, 53-43, with 23.1 to go. Lane violation on Burns, so Colton will get 1 more. So he misses the second one. So it didn't count. Reichenbach, Colton dribbles. 1 more free throw. Puts it up and off the rim and no good. Clayton comes up with the rebound for Bigfork, and he'll illegal dribble as he tries to get out of it. 20.5 to go. 10-point lead for Bigfork on your Harvest Foods Bigfork scoreboard. Job up to Burns. Burns looking to shoot a 3-point shot over Stoltz. No good. Logan Gay with the rebound. Gives it up to Epperly. And that'll run the clock out as Epperly brings it in the front court. Epperly will not shoot with 5 seconds to go. And shaking hands. And the clock will run out. as the Vikings win this one, will be the #1 seed into the state tournament in Belgrade, as the Vikings win this one and are the Western B Divisional Championship 53-43, and that means they'll have the first #1 seed out of the West play at 4:30 on Wednesday, March 6th in Belgrade as they shake hands. A rivalry as they split during the regular season. I'll be back with your full game stats. I'm going to try to get Coach Tudor and one of the players up here for the Vikings here. So stick around and catch your post-game information right here on BFSD Events on Bigfork High School Vikings basketball. Okay, I'll be back. Try to get Coach Tudor.
Let me tell you, oh my friends, about this joy I'm living in. Let me take the mic, go on and testify how I was dead and then I came to life. No more living in the dark of night. Now everything's alright. I've been changed, I've been saved, brand new day. I've been changed, I've been changed. Tell me why would I turn back now? There's no end to the love I found. Future's bright and there ain't no doubt. I've been changed, I've been changed. All my heartbreak fades away like a book when you turn the page. Let me take the mic, go on and testify how I was dead and then I came to life. No more living in the dark of night. Now everything's alright. I've been changed, I've been saved, brand new day. I've been changed, I've been changed. Tell me why would I turn back now? There's no end to the love I found. Future's bright and there ain't no doubt. I've been changed, I've been changed. I've been changed. I put my hands in the air 'cause I know you're there. Your love did something magical. I put my hands in the air 'cause you heard my prayer. A transformation radical. I put my hands in the air 'cause I know you're there. I know it's supernatural. I put my hands in the air 'cause you heard my prayer. I've been changed, I've been saved. I can feel it, brand new day. I believe it, I've been changed. I believe it. Tell me why would I turn back now? There's no end to the love I found. Future's bright and there ain't no doubt. I've been changed, I've been changed. Let me tell you now. I've been changed.
All right, welcome back to Ronan, Montana, the Ronan Event Center, the boys championship in the Western B state or divisional championship won by the Bigfork Vikings 53-43 over the Loyola Rams in a hard-fought game, a great game here in Ronan. James LaFontaine with you, the voice of the Vikes and the Vows. Coach Tudor said he will come up and talk to me here post-game, so we'll wait for him, and I'll bring one of the players up as well for Bigfork. In a hard-fought game, the Vikings were down 27-23 at halftime and then took the lead, outscoring Loyola 12-3 in the third quarter, 35-30, and then just increased that lead to 10 as they outscored Loyola 18-13 in the final quarter, shooting a lot of free throws down the stretch, taking care of the basketball and taking care of this game. I'll have your full game stats here. Let me add these up for you. Lincoln with 20, one by Terrell. Hollenbach with 6. 2 threes by Burns, big, and he scores 8. 5 by Cooper Waters and 3 by Haffey. That's up to 43 in my book. For the Vikings, Epperly hit early in the first quarter as he puts up 9. And scores 12 total for Bigfork. 13 by Clayton Reichenbach. 9 by Colton Reichenbach. 4 by Randy Stoltz. 2 by Brady Thorness. And 12. So balanced scoring for Bigfork. And Colton in the fourth quarter scores 7 of his 9 points, hitting some free throws down the stretch. So we'll be back here, total of 53. I'm missing something here, but we're okay on that. James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes, Val's with you from Ronan, Montana. And I'm going to hang out here. I'm looking for the Vikings and head coach Sam Tudor to come up here post-game momentarily. I'll see if I can grab one of the other players while Tudor is getting things together. Be back right here. Stay around.
Some say don't give up and hope that your good is good enough. Head down, keep on working. If you can earn it, you deserve it. Some say push on through. After all, it's the least that you can do. But don't buy what they're selling. Couldn't be further from the truth. What if I would want to tell you?
All right, welcome back to Ronan, Montana. Final 53-43 in the Western B Divisional Championship as the Bigfork Vikings. I'm here with head coach Sam Tudor of the Vikings, and you got it done, Coach.
Oh my goodness, yeah, we did. We got it done. I think that was probably one of the better all-around team efforts. You know, it wasn't a real high-scoring affair, but we kind of wanted it that way. We're going to take away their transition, and Colton and Gillard rebounding like that against those athletes from Loyola was pretty impressive.
Well, I noticed Lincoln, he had 20 points tonight, and he was huge in the first and second quarter. And then he kind of took him out of his game a little bit and shut him down. He's trying to do those spin moves, and Clayton or Colton was guarding him and preventing him from doing that. And then a big down there when Hollenbeck drove and Gilliard was set, picking up that charging foul on Hollenbeck.
Well, Gilliard, that's the senior leadership coming through to put his body on the line like that. I think he did it twice, actually. And that's where Loyola gets scary, is when they're starting going the hole really, really hard, and that's what they're doing. And the other kid that was a role player that was huge for us, and that was Randy. I think he had 4 points, and boy, he was just locked down defender. And I can't say enough about everyone on the team. I mean, really, Brady Thorness comes in and gives us one of the best shots I've ever. I mean, he went baseline layup, played some great defense for us. So. It was a good team effort.
Yeah, very balanced scoring. I show Epperly with 12, 13 for Clayton, 9 for Colton, 12 for Gilliard, 4 for Stoltz, and 2 for Brady Thorness. So, well, very good scoring. So you get the number 1 seed going into state. You'll play on March 6th at 4:30. Yeah. You're not sure who you'll play yet.
We'll find out at the end of next week.
Yeah.
I believe it's the 3 seed from the south.
Yes, I believe that is correct. So you're on the
not
the
that
line.
I looked at it before, but I think it might be.
I looked at it as well to find out when you would opportunity to play. So fantastic season so far, Coach.
Thank you.
And good luck at state in Belgrade in 2 weeks. I know you'll do a lot to get ready for the state tournament. And just a great win and a great battle. I mean, there was a physical battle out there with Loyola. We always see that.
You know, and there was a mental battle out there too, and I think we got, you know, we did well there. I think we did a good job keeping our composure when things got tough.
Yeah, I saw that. Lincoln kind of lost his composure, gets that rebound, and then just chucks. I mean, it was so obvious right in front of the official, and you know he kind of lost a little bit as you bang underneath.
That's unfortunate, but I was just proud of my boys, the way they compose themselves.
Yeah, so. Always playing like champions, like Bigfork is. Well, Coach, thank you and good luck, and we'll take and talk to this other player. And if you can get Epperly up here, I'd like to talk to him as well.
You want to talk to the good-looking twin?
I talked to Clayton the other day. I talked to Colt. I want to talk to Anders as well if he'd come up here on the post-game interview. Well, one of my players of the game, Colton Reichenbach. Great job, especially there. Look at the free throws you made. You missed 3, but you made 4 when and you made some when it counted to seal the game for Bigfork.
Yeah. Question?
So, how'd you get it done tonight?
Well, we knew it was going to be a tough game, so we just had to fight. Coming into it, we knew it was going to be tough. Each quarter it's going to be tough. And what our goal was to keep it a game to the 4th quarter and then run off with it. Run off with the game and win.
Well, it was a tight game. It was 16-15 at the end of 1. You guys lead, and then they outscore you 11-8 to take the lead at halftime by 4. Ben, I thought you came out. You held them to 3 points in the 3rd quarter, outscored them to 12-3. That was probably the difference, and then outscored in the 4th 18-13.
Yeah, we just came out with fire. We knew when we were talking at halftime, he told us we're down 4. That's exactly where we want to be. And if we want to win the game, we got to start hitting and start playing lockdown D.
And I thought that was key. I thought in the second half you kind of started to shut down Lincoln. He only scored 5 points, 15 in the first half, only 5 in the second half. So you really shut down there, and a good job by you, rebounding you and Gilliard up underneath. And great job, great win.
Thank you.
Like always, it's been fun to watch you guys, you know, at home and then on the road and then here at the divisional basketball tournament. Thanks for coming up and joining me, Colton Reichenbach. Are you ready for state? Back to state?
We're ready. We're ready to try to win another state title.
Well, I'll take one game at a time, and the first game, it comes up at 4:30 on the 6th of March down in Belgrade. Well, thanks for joining me, Colton Reichenbach, on the post-game show, and great job.
Thank you.
Good luck at state.
Thank you.
Colton, send up Epperly. Well, I'm going to try to get Anders Epperly come up here and talk to me on the post-game interview. If I can get Anders over here. And here comes Anderson here, and we'll wrap up the post-game, and then the point guard for the Vikings. Here he comes, the point guard is Anders Epperly, a 4-year starter at point guard for the Vikings, and you got to pull that up there. You got to head. You get to head back to state, and this time you're going back as a #1 seed, which is always better.
Yeah.
And how you feeling about that?
Good, good. We won this one. We wanted to get the first seed because I feel like teams are starting to doubt us a little bit. That we're ranked like 5th or 6th in the state still. I think we're still one of the best teams in the state, and state tournament should be a lot of fun. There's a lot of great teams in there.
Well, I thought the key early, I mean, you guys were struggling, but in the first quarter, you put up 9 points. Did you do that on purpose, had to take over because you guys were struggling a little bit?
Yeah, I definitely look to pass first, but if we're having struggle scoring, I'm definitely going to try and get mine because trying to get my team going because we needed to score. They were playing great defense in that first half, so we need to get going.
Well, you got it started early with that 3. I hadn't seen you shooting the 3 in a while, and you drained that 3 right away, and you're up by 3. Yeah. And then, you know, Loyola come back, battle back and forth. Talk about Loyola and the rivalry. I saw you when Hollenbeck fouled out. You went over and shook hands. That's great sportsmanship. Yeah. You guys have been battling each other for many years.
I know Jacob off the court. We're pretty good friends, so. On the court, we're battling each other. We don't like each other on the court, but off the court, we're friends. So I just want to say, hey, it's great playing you. Hopefully get you again at state because it's always fun playing them. They're a great team. They're super athletic. They bring out the best in all of us. So.
Well, you guys have, and I talked to Coach Eddie Stack for Loyola before the game, and Coach Tudor. And for the last 5 years in the divisional championship has been Loyola and Bigfork playing each other.
A great rivalry. I think it's one of the best rivalries in the state. I mean, you saw the atmosphere in here; it was packed, and brings out all the people coming to watch Bigfork Loyola. It's great.
Well, it's some great basketball. A little bit low scoring, a little bit of defense struggle at times, and you guys slowed it down and came out the second half and really took it out. Outscored them by 5, and then 5 again to take a 10-point win.
Yeah, we really want to dig in on defense. I mean, we have a deep bench, and I thought we'd get them tired by the fourth quarter, and our man defense really helped out in the second half.
Well, they only scored 3 points in that third quarter. They got 13 in the final quarter, but you pretty much shut them down. So great job. Go on to state. I think you take the 3rd seed from the South, I believe, at 4:30, something like that. You'll have to look at the brackets. I just looked momentarily to find out what time you guys play if you are the 1 or 2 seed. Well, you knew you had the game. You were in the state, right, before the game, so you maybe relax a little bit, knowing that you make it there.
But we definitely wanted to win. I mean, Mission got us theirs. They clinched that spot for us. So we wanted to get them a chance on Monday. So that was nice to get them a chance on Monday.
And Mission, what do you think? They're playing really good basketball right now. Stuart Grant doing a great job, former player for them, and that'll be a good battle coming up on Monday
Mission's
against
really
Loyola.
hot team. They played us very tough last night. I mean, they can shoot. They're athletic. They can rebound really well for being undersized, but they're a great team for sure.
So do you have any druthers of who goes to state, Mission or Loyola?
I'm not going to predict, but I'm going to try and get down here on Monday. I'm sure it'll be a great game, but yeah, I'll be here on Monday.
You don't care which one goes?
No, they're both great teams. I mean, we got to beat everyone to win the state championship.
Well, I think the West has had some great teams this year. I know Colstrip and Big Timber over there on, I believe, on the south side, are unbeaten and ranked above you, but I don't know that they face the talent here in the West that you guys have, so hopefully you take that into state, both of the teams out of the West.
Yeah. But definitely, all the teams are pretty much level in this state tournament. There's great teams from the South, from North, and West. We're definitely up there too, so I'm looking forward to it. Should be a great time. Turning time is the best time of the year, so should be fun.
Yeah, it's great. It's been fun watching you guys and follow you, especially you the last 4 years.
Thank you.
And this is my last radio call for this game. And good luck at state. Thanks for joining me as always. Remember,
sure, I'll see you down
A-game.
Yeah, A-game.
I won't be in Belgrade, sorry.
Right.
I'll miss that. I don't get to announce, so I'm going to go watch. Well, that's what I've done in the past. And I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down and watch the Zags play in Vegas. And that's a lot of fun. I love high school. I love college. And I absolutely love it. And it's been a pleasure watching you guys play this year. Thanks, Anders, and have a good luck at state, buddy.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, the point guard for the Bigfork Vikings, Anders Epperly, joining me along with Colton Reichenbach and Sam Tudor. Good luck at state for the Vikings as they'll head to state and play at 4:30 as the number 1 seed out of the West. So a challenge game, 2 challenge games coming up on Monday. Deer Lodge will take on Loyola, the Breakers, at about 6 o'clock, followed by the Loyola Rams taking on Mission on Monday for that second spot to the state tournament. And thank you all for listening. It's been a great season here for the Bigfork Vikings and Valkyries. The Vikings move on. They'll play their final 53-43 on your Harvest Foods of Bigfork scoreboard from Ronan, Montana, the Ronan Event Center at Western B Boys Basketball Championship. The Vikings are the divisional championships and move on as number 1 seed to state. James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes and the Vals. It's been a great opportunity to be with you all season. Thank you and have a great night, and good night from Ronan, Montana.